We have some good plays here. And I think we'll just try to raise him. Wow. Well, well, this is a draw. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today possibly your future mono black, because mono black is actually very resistant to rotation. Nearly all of the powerhouse cards still stays, like Sheoldred, Hostile Investigator, Praetor, Liliana, Geeks, even Aclazotz. Like, you have so many good plays in this deck, and we are going full midrange, and the good old strategy of playing extremely powerful cards every single turn until you overpower your opponent seems to be doing perfectly well, and we'll get some salty red scoops today, so that's always a good sign. So guys, let's go into the games. If you aren't subscribed, this might be the moment to do it before we get all the new decks for the, you know, post-rotation content. And yeah, let's have some fun. Alright, let's sit. We're going first with a bat. Our opponent is already angry. Alright, let's sit, my friend. Maybe it's a viewer. Oh no, it's a mono-red viewer. Alright. So, even though we would love to bat something, we have a lot of removal, right? It's not like they won't play a creature. They actually might not play a creature, but my idea is that then we just jump into Sheoldred. I can take those, you know, lightning strikes, that's fine. If our opponent is not playing anything, that means, you know, we just develop. Our deck is overall stronger. Now here you go, see? You have those creatures. Alright, that's a fair deal. So, I think we go with removal right now. Of course they don't play this because they know we're waiting with a removal. And we really hope for a land here. I think that would be a win. If we can play Sheoldred into this, I mean, here we go, my friend. We're at 19 and we have double Sheoldred, so it is very possible they play a land and remove it. However, that also means the next Sheoldred will probably go through. We also have 4 mana for a bat into Virtue, and they probably cannot deal 19 damage out of this. Yeah, if they had Slickshot plotted, I think they could do it. This will be a bit of a problem because the toughness will be higher than 3, so we need to find another removal. However, we have some good plays here, and I think we'll just try to raise him. Wow, well, well, this is a draw. This is absolutely a draw. Okay, I didn't expect this kind of stuff. So how can we play against this? We can go for the Bronco and use Sheoldred next turn to saddle. I think we need to go like this. The lightning strikes are pretty good here. I mean, that removes some part of the placer at least. And I honestly think we need to start racing them. This will be a bit harsh, but we'll try. I think with Virtue of Persistence we can get there. Well, our opponent definitely has a hand to counter some Sheoldreds. He wants a land right now. Let's see if he's good enough to hit it. That will be a big deal. We can use Bronco to saddle, draw cards and live game. Alright, this is interesting. If Sheoldred stays, that helps us a lot. Alright, I mean, that's something. So, I don't think it's worth to saddle here. I think we just kill Kumano probably. Like, we need to actually raise him right now. And this is saddle 3, right? Yeah, I think we just go for 8 damage, then replace Sheoldred probably, and the Mirrex might make a difference. Alright, nice. This time we actually don't mind the land. We don't want to get an extra damage because we are trying to race. And our opponent needs to deal 15 damage, and we know that half of his hand like absolutely doesn't match this kind of scaling. They need Monstrous Rage, Ancestral Anger, this kind of stuff. Alright, that's fine. I also don't know if we have removal or not. A little bit scary situation, but I think we should be able to get there. They will be probably forced to start blocking soon. I would love to play a creature. You know what? Bitter Triumph is kinda okay, right? It's kinda okay. So, if we attack with everything... Well, they only need to block Shelly. If we kill the Slick Shot... well, we should probably kill the Codebreaker. Because they have to block Sheoldred anyway. The question is, do I yeah, I think we paid Relive here. It's a little bit painful, so I'm not super happy. Man, my voice cracked. I'm not super happy about it. It also seems they have a buff spell potentially. I could attack with Bronco, and if I hit 4-drop, I win. Then they need to use all the burn to kill Shelly, but they will also get this block, so I think it's best to just attack with this and this for sure. This is a risky attack, I don't think we need it. They need to trade against this. Like, we don't know if they can trade, but by priority I assume that they can. But the Death Touch is a good stuff. Yep. Alright. Unfortunately, they will draw the card in between Sheoldreds. Still, we replayed this one, and now they're at 1, which is a great deal. Alright, and let's see it. Even if they get a land for double Lightning Strike, they can kill Shelly, but then we kill them, because they need to be tapped out, so I don't think they have any outs. I think that's a game. Let's prepare. Our opponent was very talkative at the start of the game. Let's see if he will be as talkative when he will concede. Because this is the last turn. I really don't think there are any outs. Like, they have 2 creatures that will kill them. So I think our opponent is just a little bit salty because he thought he will be winning this game, showing the power of Mono Red, and in reality he got a salty score. Oh man, I think this will be a rout, so let's cut the video. Yep, here we go with the salty Mono Red explosion of the day. Man, I'll tell you, I never can understand the satisfaction from winning with Mono Red. We don't have a 2-drop, but you know what, I kinda like this hand. I think it's pretty decent. Especially Virtue of Persistence is a nice one. Geek's Command will give us a lot of value later, so even if we don't have too many creatures now, with Geek's Command we should get there. Like, if we draw a single creature, we will get 3 for 1 here. So no, that's a good value. Human, what are you? A Novice Inspector. Listen, normally I don't really play like this, but if we can slow down the Convoke, go into Preacher and start getting some value, I think it's worth it. I think it's kinda worth it. Alright, here comes the stuff. If they Gleeful Demolition now, alright. The Warden is a bigger problem probably. Alright, we need to make some good plan here. Because we probably want some extra cards. Oh, I wish we had Bat on the last turn. That would be so much better play. I think it has to be the Preacher, right? I mean, we're higher on the life total right now, and we might keep it. So I guess we draw a card. Yeah, I think it's better. Death Touch also helps, and 4 toughness is no joke. So it will be harder for them to go for the case. You know, Geeks is a little bit more vulnerable. Like, if they play a land, a white land and case, they could kill the Geeks, but they won't be able to kill the Preacher. They're going with Knight Errant of Chaos, 2 mana, 4/4, drawing 2 cards. No issues here, just a decent card. Alright, and they keep scrying. Unfortunately, our removal was mostly for the Warden, so I think this will be a little bit harder. Should we go with the Bat? If we Geeks Command, we want to put the counters on the Preacher probably. This will be a bit hard. We could go with Geeks, and that's a lot of value. That also gives us the land, probably. Alright, I will go with this. This is a bit of a risky play. Do we want to trade? I mean, I'll trade. I already got the card, so, you know, it's 2 for 1 already. And the Death Touch did the job. That also means we can potentially go for the bat if we don't hit a land. And then use Geeks command to save it. Alright, here we go with the Warden. Don't forget we can force him to sacrifice it. But it all depends what the, you know, powers will be. Oh, it feels like he has a K. A lightning helix appears, sure. Well, this is a nice Geeks command here. It's not game ending, but it's we get 4 cards from this. They should tap it. They're wasting 1 damage, but they get Scry, and the creature that will get back this 1 damage in 2 turns. Unfortunately, no land. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. So I guess we play like this. We remove... How many recruiters do they have? Alright, Gleeful Demolition. I think we have to go... Well, if we go Helix, they can still recruiter us. And that's something we don't want on this turn. We want another chance to hit a land for Geeks command. And we can kill this with a removal. I think that's a good deal. We kind of force them to use this into Gleeful Demolition, probably. That gives them a lot of creatures. And they're pumping the second one, which can be a problem. There is a chance I will waste removal on the... No, we waste removal on the bigger one. They will pump this one. But we break the recruiter then. And if we Geeks command right now, we are get... Oh my god, do you really need to have another one? Well, this completely defeated my whole plan. Because this is another creature that we cannot remove. And he just drew another recruiter. Well, alright, cool. So how do we go about it? I think this is the play. We have to pay life. I mean, we don't have to, but... Well, this is kinda a lot of damage. Maybe we discard Liliana, but then we don't really have a lot of value. I will pay this 3 life. It's a little bit risky, but I think it's worth it. Alright, so we don't really get anything if we go... Okay, so we have only one choice here. First, let's attack and see what happens. This should be a Lightning Helix, but he might be patient with it. But that means extra lifelink. So if we wanted to put 2 counters, they would just answer with the... Oh, they don't have the mana, right. But they can kill it on the next turn, so all we get is a little bit more life gain for 1 turn, but we don't sweep the board. It is very tempting to get some creatures, especially that they are on ground right now. I'm not sure if it's worth it though. They can play 1 recruiter on the next turn and that's it. Yeah, I think we just try to mitigate everything they have. Maybe we go to 7 for Virtue, or maybe we just top deck Sheoldred or something. We have a lot of those, and that should be good enough. Or even Hostile Investigator, like we have so many of those cards. Alright, so they will keep refilling over and over. So not only they have insane tempo that potentially wins them the game at turn 3, with basically no counterplay, but they also can just, you know, race you on the value. I've been playing, man, when I played this 250 games with Boros, I won so many games just with trying to outvalue even control decks. Because if they don't have perfect draw, you can just get more value with your deck. That's crazy, man. Alright, here's the Shelly. That means we cannot block, which is unfortunate. But they're kinda restrained on the mana, at least on this turn, so they need to waste 1 mana. They can cycle 1... I think they should cycle 1 recruiter, unless they are going for the supreme late game. And on the next turn we can remove 2 creatures, so that should be nice. And don't forget we start life gaining and we have potential to draw even more. If we get some kind of card though, like Hostile Investigator, our life gain can go pretty crazy. Alright. I mean, is that worth it? Really? So I guess they want to do it twice in a row and then go for the lightning strike probably. Sorry, it's not lightning strike, but it kinda works like a lightning strike. Let's see the card first. That's kinda important. Wow, they already gave up. Man, they had the case and the helix. That means they were guaranteed to kill the bat. We're at 8 with Sheoldred. I mean, they leave way too soon, man. The game was absolutely on. Alright, we are on the draw. We don't have too many lands, but we have Kaervek and a lot of removal. And this is not a red matchup. Alright, we are going for it. I want you guys to have something today that isn't red in the game. Alright, the bat into bat. The bat wars commence. That's it. I wonder, he will probably take the bat, I would guess. But I'm not super sure. Because we have 2 removal here. The sneaky way is to go for the throat and force us to use Bitter Triumph on a creature if they have a Planeswalker like Liliana or, you know, Emperor. That would be funny, because we have to use it. Yeah, Bat is probably the best idea here. And, you know, like, we don't have much choices. They could play blue mana with counter spells, but it feels like an Orzhov so far. Also with real control, you... Listen, you are getting your lifelink. Enjoy. Like, you obviously wanted to protect something. Show me what you wanted to protect. If you don't play anything, the bat dies. This is kind of, like, we are holding each other hostage a little bit. Alright, so this is basically a life gain deck, and we prevented the life gain synergy. Normally they would play it before the combat phase to activate her. And I mean, we have to kill her. I think we need to get Kaervek going, so we can start getting the value from our, you know, removal twice. On this turn they will activate their Voice of the Blessed or Amalia. Probably, that's my guess. So it will hurt a little bit, but they know that we can double remove on the next turn with Kaervek. They don't really have too much removal usually. Like, I think they run some, but it's not super heavy, so very often you have this surviving. But we'll see. It's all about those draws. Alright, alright. I would expect him to play something like this, attack with the bat, and go from there. Extraction... Well, I mean, this is way better. Well, this is way better. Alright, that's probably the one play that went around my plan, because he played 2 creatures with a single card. And that's always a problem. Alright, I mean, we should go with this. They will attack with Extraction Specialist, and that's not amazing for us. I think we actually need to double remove stuff. How they work exactly? Whenever you commit a crime, they've seen the other Kaervek, right? Well, do I attack? If I attack, they probably are smart and they won't block. Yeah, so if they aren't blocking, I think we just keep it. We wait until they play something, and then we probably kill Amalia and maybe a bat. I'm not really sure. Does it affect both? Like every creature? No, you control. Alright, so just making sure. Alright, let's see the attack. This could be really nice for us. Because that means I can kill all of the creatures. And do I pay even more life? Yep, we do. Yep, we do. Let's target something, shall we? Man, this will be so much life. I mean, so much life. But at least we sweep the board, basically. Oh boy. I'm not getting hit by them, but I'm getting hit by literally everything. Alright, that was a very expensive sweep. But you know what? We got an empty board. Now his big synergy card, has no synergies with anything. And I think he knows about the bat, and that means we can. He doesn't know about the second one, so he thinks we can only remove one card. I would expect he plays 1 or 2, and we remove the rest. I remembered. I was actually thinking about using it. All right, whenever another creature enters the bat. Okay, okay. I mean, this is very lackluster. I think we can go around it. Hopefully, we can remove all the meaningful cards from his hand. Oh boy, that's the first one. Unfortunately, it won't be easy. We could go for the Kaervek. Yeah, I think Kaervek is the play. And we will be so low. And this will start draining us super hard. But if he attacks with this, our bat can attack and, you know, life gain a little bit. But man, this will be hard. And we'll have to probably discard a card. But you know what? We are getting someplace and we can get them to 0, so I am actually hopeful. But if we want to use the removal, how do we work? Power 3 or Grey. So we can use this, but not anything else. How do we do it? How do we do it? I don't want to lose bats. I guess I should go with Hostile Investigator, but man, they will discard the worst card. I mean, I'm going to 4 and back to 2. I guess I can survive one more turn, maybe. Let's play this because that's a big deal. Target opponent. So do we want to go back to 1? We killed this, but then they... Man, this is a hard situation. I think we submit 0 here. And we just try to get some extra value. I would love to have Sheoldred here. We can get them to 0 and we probably will have to block with the bat. That's not amazing. It's not amazing. Alright, we cannot block here. We cannot really block. I think that's kinda it, right? Like I don't have a great situation and I needed to remove both of the cards. So this is my best deal. Well, I guess the bat can block one of them. They will get Amalia, but after the combat phase, so that's kinda okay. This cannot block anyway, so let's start to be aggressive, I guess. There are some draws that probably will win us the game, but it will be hard. We can double attack with the bat to sponsor one activation for Kaervek and remove one of the creatures. But man, it won't be easy. And we need to go like this, right? It doesn't matter really. They will get the Amalia. But at least not in... Alright, but it will still drain us twice, right? And that means double activate. I don't think we have any way around it. Whatever we do, we get chained into this, you know, synergy somehow. I just needed a bit more room. To be honest, like the extraction specialist was when the plan failed. It was going great until then, but with the extraction specialist I wasn't able to sweep the board, which was the plan. And we didn't hit Sheoldred even, so we cannot live gain too much. I guess I can block Amalia. What are you? Oh, you are this one. Listen, let's go with this and see what we get. You know what? This is a start. This actually makes a difference. So we only need to tank this then. I can't, like I need to pay it first. Maybe in the future, maybe in the future. Even if I attack with Bat, I'm only at 2. He is at 25, so that's a lot. Alright, let's attack with the Bat only, I guess. Then we double block with this potentially. I mean, I don't see us winning, but we theoretically have a chance, maybe. It's Like, we know what the draw is. It will trigger the ability, so we're at 3. And explore. This is not legendary, right? I think they will take it. This is a decent card for them. It provides a lot of indirect pressure on us. And we are on the verge of dying already, right? We have to block like this. We need some big drop, saddle Bronco, and go from there. Not exactly, but you know what? Does it trigger out? Well, I need to attack with the bat. I mean, with this draw, I think we lost. And then they kill us. So I need to attack with the bat, but then I can block. Let's give him a good game. That was a nice one. Listen, I'm attacking with Bronco. Alright, that's a nice leaf out. That was a very nice leaf out. Unfortunately, the early game was too strong for our opponent. Like, we couldn't keep up and we fall behind super quickly. Going first, and I kinda had to go on unranked. Not because the deck isn't great, but because I actually couldn't find a non-red matchup on the ladder right now. So I want you to have at least one game that is different than the rest. And fortunately, we got there. Alright. Man, this could be interesting. Alright, what are... Okay, so this is the Planeswalker. What are you? Deals combat damage to a player, mill 2 cards. I think it's Dread Knight. Just because this is their only value advantage, and they're on the draw, so they will get more cards than us. So we need to, you know, fight on this. And with Geeks, we should be able to outvalue them now. Like, we need to keep going and leverage our advantage. And see, this is kind of the thing. If you can start the game with this, man, that was the fastest game of the video, and it wasn't against red. But our opponent fall 2 behind. Like, they cannot kill the bat with their hand, and they cannot kill Geeks. So it means we will get not only tempo advantage, but also card advantage. And that's the advantage of going first. Alright, we're going first. Our opening hand is nice. I wonder if we should go Bronco or the bat. The ancient question. I guess this will depend on the matchup, if we expect a removal or not. Bat is definitely great at, you know, eating some removal, and it's still mono red. Well, I guess it's exciting to keep playing the same deck over and over. Alright, so what do we go for? We could Virtue, or we can just Bat here to check their hand exactly. I will go with the Bat because it lifelinks and interrupts them super hard. So, Frenzy will be pretty slow. They will make a 2-drop if we take Play of Fire, and Frenzy will happen at some point in like 2 turns. So is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's still worth it. At least we get some lifelink, we kill some creatures, you know, we can even draw extra cards with Geeks. And let's sit. Of course we do not block. Will they plot or what? Bat dies on the next turn. They want to pump something super hard, so how much... So if they draw a land, right, they can attack with the Goblin. It will be still... Yeah, it will be 1 mana then. So that's their best roll. Land into Goblin into Frenzy. Alright. Geeks is nice, but pretty slow. I honestly think we have to go for this play. This forces them to use more mana against the bat. Gives us some lifelink here, so we can attack. I think they try to block. But I don't think it matters, like... I'm not sure. I don't think it's worth it. It's better to plot, if anything. Just so you can get an insanely strong turn later. Alright. So they're going this road. We will attack. The lifelink makes huge difference here. They kinda want to get to 0 cards, but they want to kill the bat first. They might have enough, but we'll go with this. So they need to discard their hand to get the Goblin activation. So, you know, removing cards is not super great, but I think they will still have more than one. Maybe, we'll see. It's mono red, so they can, unleash the whole hand super quickly. Still, they need to order it right, so it makes it problematic a little bit. And, you know, we still got the extra cards. I wonder... I don't think they can get this toughness higher than 4. That means if they attack, we can absolutely block it. Oh, so they want to end step this. That's kind of weird. Alright. Alright, so I think we start with this. I think I will take the card. They can kill it, but that means Investigator stays, so I'm fine with this. Can I be aggressive here? Is there a chance that we can raise them? Honestly, it will be super hard. It will be extremely hard. Like, they can get so many cards that it's crazy. I can get 2 extra cards, so that will give us a lot of room. This is interesting. I can try to raise them and it might work. But then this probably dies if we attack like this and they just go full swing aggression. How many instants? Only 0, so this will be 1. So this will be very hard to flip actually. Listen, I'm getting a little bit aggressive here, but we have 2-drop, so we have at least 2 blockers. One of them will get removed probably. A double block. I think we go like this. The goblin is more threatening. They must have a pump spell or something. Alright. That means the Swift Spear lives, right? But that's it. I don't think it's worth it for them. They also use the buff spell. Yep. That means they won't get new cards, which is cute for us. And let's go with the Bronco. We can use the saddle, right? Oh, it's saddle 3, so we need to draw something. Soon we will get to Virtue, but it's 2 turns, so I don't have, have my hopes up too much for this. We probably need Sheoldred. Sheoldred, I think, is the best way to start closing the game. Alright, not the best draw. At least it makes Virtue on the next turn a certainty. But let's see it. Maybe we can saddle. Oh my god, this draw is killing me. Well, I guess I should just play Mirrex. I didn't expect this would go so bad, but... Alright, we keep the blocker. That means if they cannot pump the Swift Spear, they cannot attack. Alright, so they will kill probably both. That's fine. So I think they hoped I will attack with Bronco, but that's not a great idea. I need to be kinda defensive. They can kill it, they can swing for 2, but they only have 1 more card. And with Virtue of Persistence, even with the... Oh my god. Well, this is the perfect last card. Well, this is insane. Well, the difference in draws is insane right now. I mean, I need to go Virtue. Like, I cannot make a 7 mana 2-drop, you know? Like, if we had Bat earlier, that would be perfect. But here it's just a little bit bad. So we probably go Investigator, I think. Just because it pressures their hand. We could also go for the Bat. But I think the first creature I want high statted, because it needs to fight Swift Spear on ground. I want to make sure that we can trade here. Lightning Strike, alright. Good for them, that's for sure. I didn't see the card, right? Perfect. Alright, with this draw we won. I'm pretty sure we won. So we go the Bat. Oh, for some reason I thought they have cards. We still play the Bat, it's fine. Like with Virtue that they cannot remove, like we are getting permanent value. And with this they lost, I believe. We can go for... Oh, we don't have red mana. Which one is the best? Probably this one, honestly. I should take my... Why wouldn't I take my creature from my graveyard? I don't know, man. Don't ask me. Don't worry, we are still winning this, but that was a very big misplay. I'm pretty happy it doesn't matter. And let's keep this. Sheoldred and the Bat will do the work of, swinging the life total in our direction. Honestly, after seeing this game, I think our opponent was a little bit too little aggressive. They should be way more with this kind of deck. And yeah, we also had good draw, so that's kinda it. So our opponent is at 4. They kinda need to kill us from 21 with a single Swift Spear. They have a lot of mana, but they don't have enough cards to support it. Even with this draw, the best is like Slick Shot, Monstrous Rage into Monstrous Rage, unless they have, the Ancestral Angers. Because they kinda can chain 4 in a row, Interesting. I should activate Mirrex, don't you worry. This is the last card, so let's go for Investigator. Let's fix our mistake from before. This will force them to cast it. And then we have a clear situation what's up. Yep. How many choices do you think they have? Alright, Monstrous Rage on the Godric. Everything is super pumped. And land from the top, thank you. I have 24, but I still get flooded against mono red. So we can saddle for sure, right? How do we want to saddle? They have one flyer. We go like this, because this potentially might kill them on the spot. Listen, I mean, I'm playing this. I shouldn't, but it doesn't matter. So let's go to combat. And we are not attacking with two flyers. There could be a, you know, a reasoning, because if we deal 3 damage with some card and we have a lot of 3-drops, one of them will kill him, but I don't think we need to go this route. The best they can go, so they can double block here, but then they don't have enough damage, and this is a force block. Well, I guess we still have more lands in the deck. Alright, and with this block, what happened? Alright, they can go like this. Alright, alright. Not the perfect draw, I really expected something except 2 lands, but we'll see. I guess I shouldn't attack with Sheoldred and just force them to kill. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted, so I'm making some mistakes. But we'll win this game, so that's why I'm not super trying. Like, we will get Sheoldred. If we were at 8 or something, that would be a problem, but at 23 they just won't be able to burst us, even with this crazy setup. Especially that they still need to defend, like they need a ground blocker every turn. And with Mirrex we can just, you know, stack the damage even more. Alright, let's see this one. And this is our turn. Let's go for the Mirrex. And I mean, we are taking Sheoldred back. Because this is the easiest way to win the game, probably. More lands from the top. Alright, man, I didn't expect that Virtue will be basically our last thing we will have this game. So they need to block this with the Swift Spear, probably. I think we go just all in. This will increase the lethal, so we can end the game. Man, I really dragged this one out. But, you know, whenever we are in the situation when I know we are winning, I honestly expected him to scoop. But our opponent is definitely trying his best. Which is fine, which is fine. Lightning Strike. Alright, a good draw for our opponent, that's for sure. But it probably won't be enough. See, like, I'm not sure why they are staying. If we're at 8 or something, they can try to burst us. But with 24, they just keep blocking forever and they don't have answer to this. Alright, so let's talk about the deck, shall we? Honestly, Mono Black doesn't really lose too much, especially, like, we won't see the Tenacious Underdog anymore. However, we have Caustic Bronco and the Bat, so we actually have very good 2-drops. I went a little bit higher on the mana curve. We didn't go for, you know, so many 1-drops, like no Tiny Bones, this kind of stuff. You can go there, and the deck will just be more aggressive, but I wanted to go into the sweet mid-range value, with cards like Aclazotz, Investigator, you know, but to interrupt your opponent enough so you can just resolve those cards and absolutely take over the game. We have so much value, and you know, it also plays very nicely into Geeks Command that gives you on one side very good sweeper, especially against decks like Boros, but also a lifelink against mono red, so it's a very versatile card. Usually it cannot very well be used just because I play full control mode, so I don't have creatures. And the third mode with returning up to 2 creatures is a bulk of value. Here, if you can Geeks Command into Hostile Investigators like twice, the value you are getting from this card is absolutely insane. So depending on what you need, you can get either go super high value or super high stabilization, or you know, just anything random just to basically keep the game going. If you are close in the top deck wars or something and you top the Geeks Command, you will generally win because you have so much extra value. So yeah, the deck is pretty sweet. It's very dependent on the draws as always and being on the play, just because you generally want to curve out at every turn basically. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop into 5-drop, that's the best case scenario. Your opponent will probably answer first 2 creatures, and they will start whiffing on the Sheoldreds and Aclazotz, and those are creatures you don't want to whiff on. So yeah, that's kind of the deck. I really like it. It's rotation proof, so you know, there's not much risk in crafting this, at least for a year. So yeah, I think that's a pretty sweet deal. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think in the comments. I really do appreciate you, and see you tomorrow.